All right, so let's get right into it. There's a massive gap in our education system, and honestly, it's something most parents, even with the best intentions, just don't cover. I'm talking about real, practical financial knowledge, the kind that doesn't just help you get by, but actually helps you build serious wealth. Most schools, they'll teach you trigonometry, sure, but how to make your money work for you, not so much. And many parents, they might have taught you to save your pennies, which is a start, but the strategies for true wealth creation often remain unspoken, almost like a hidden playbook. But here's the thing. Wealthy families, they operate differently. They understand that passing down financial success isn't just about leaving an inheritance. It's about instilling a specific set of mindsets, actionable strategies, and daily habits that empower their kids to not only maintain wealth, but to grow it generation after generation. It's a legacy of financial intelligence. They're teaching their kids the rules of a game that many people don't even realize they're playing, and that's a huge advantage. So, in this video, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to break down 5 absolutely crucial money lessons that the rich consistently teach their kids. These aren't just abstract theories, these are practical, powerful principles that, if you start applying them, can genuinely change your financial future, no matter where you're starting from today. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this, because these lessons are game changers. All right, lesson number 1, and this is a big one. The rich teach their kids that money is a tool, a powerful employee that can work for you 24/7. It's not just something you get in exchange for your time, like trading hours for a paycheck. Most of us are conditioned to believe that the only way to earn money is to actively work for it. You clock in, you clock out, you get paid. Wealthy families drill into their kids the concept that if you invest your money wisely, that money can start earning more money, all on its own. This is the magic of passive income. Imagine earning money while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation, or while you're pursuing a hobby. That's the power we're talking about here, and it's a fundamental shift in perspective from just being a consumer of money to becoming a commander of it. While the common advice most people hear growing up is get a good job, work hard, and that's important. Don't get me wrong, wealthy families add a crucial layer to that. Make your money work for you. They understand that your time is finite. There are only so many hours in a day you can actively work, but your money can be out there, multiplying without those same limitations. It's about leveraging your capital to create more capital, creating a snowball effect that grows over time. This isn't about getting rich quick, it's about understanding the mechanics of wealth. It's about teaching kids to see every dollar not just as something to spend, but as a potential worker they can deploy. Even small amounts invested consistently and intelligently can grow into substantial sums over the years thanks to the power of compounding. So, the lesson here is to shift from a purely labor-based income mindset to an investment-based income mindset. It's about teaching kids to ask, how can I make this dollar I earned go out and bring back friends, instead of just, what can I buy with this dollar? This changes how they view savings, how they view spending, and ultimately how they approach their entire financial life. This is the first major pillar of how the wealthy approach money. Now, flowing directly from making your money work for you is lesson number 2, the critical distinction between income and assets, and why focusing on assets is the real key to building lasting wealth. Most people, and this is what society generally pushes, are laser-focused on chasing income. They want a higher salary, a bigger paycheck, a bonus. And look, income is important. It's what pays the bills. It's what gives you the capital to start with. But income alone, no matter how high, rarely makes you truly wealthy. The rich teach their kids that the real game is about acquiring and accumulating assets. So, what's an asset? In the simplest terms, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. It's something that has value and ideally generates more income or appreciates over time. Think about things like real estate that you can rent out, stocks in profitable companies that pay dividends or grow in value, or owning a piece of a successful business. These are things that work for you, generating more wealth. On the flip side, you have liabilities. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. This focus on asset accumulation over just high income is a fundamental mindset shift. By instilling this asset-focused mindset, Rich parents equip their children with a powerful framework for making smart financial choices throughout their lives. Lesson 3. The mindset shift that unlocks financial possibility. How can I afford it? This next lesson is all about mindset, and it's a subtle but incredibly powerful shift in language that rich parents often instill in their children. Instead of allowing the phrase "I can't afford it" to be a dead end, they teach their kids to reframe it as a question: how I afford it. This one simple change transforms a statement of limitation into a springboard for creative thinking, problem solving, and often entrepreneurial action. It's a game changer. Think about the finality of "I can't afford it." It shuts down possibilities. It accepts defeat before even exploring options. It's a passive response to a financial challenge. When kids hear this or say this repeatedly, it can cultivate a sense of scarcity and limitation around money. They learn to see financial goals as out of reach rather than as puzzles to be solved. Now, contrast that with "how can I afford it?" This question immediately engages the brain in a different way. It implies that there a way, and the challenge is to find it. It encourages resourcefulness. It prompts kids and adults to think about earning more money, saving more effectively, finding a better deal, or even creating a new income stream to achieve that financial goal. This mindset is the bedrock of entrepreneurial thinking. Entrepreneurs don't typically see an obstacle and give up. They look for ways around it, over it, or through it. Teaching kids to ask, "How can I afford it?" nurtures this exact quality. This simple linguistic shift can open up a world of possibilities, encourage innovation, and build a mindset that sees financial challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and achieve. Lesson 4. Not all debt is created equal. The truth about borrowing. All right, let's talk about debt, because this is an area where there's a lot of common advice that frankly can be a bit too simplistic. Many people are taught stay out of debt. All debt is bad. And while that comes from a good place, nobody wants to be drowning in high interest payments. Wealthy families often have a more nuanced understanding. They teach their kids that there's a crucial difference between good debt and bad debt, and learning to distinguish between the two is vital for financial success. So, what's bad debt? Bad debt is typically high-interest debt used to purchase things that lose value quickly or provide no future financial return. Think about credit card debt racked up buying clothes, gadgets, expensive dinners, or vacations you can't really afford, or a high-interest loan for a fancy car that depreciates the second you drive it off the lot. This kind of debt is a wealth killer. It drains your resources through interest payments and often leaves you with little to show for it in the long run. Now, here's where the script flips. Good debt. Good debt is borrowing money to acquire an asset that has the potential to generate income or increase in value over time, ideally at a rate that outpaces the cost of the debt. Think about a mortgage on a rental property where the rental income covers the mortgage payment, expenses, and still provides positive cash flow, or a student loan for a degree that significantly increases your earning potential, or a business loan to expand a profitable company. This is where debt can actually be a powerful tool for wealth creation. By explaining this distinction, wealthy families empower their children to make sophisticated financial decisions later in life. Lesson 5. Financial literacy is non-negotiable. Become fluent in money. Finally, and this underpins all the other lessons, rich parents actively teach their kids how money. They understand that financial literacy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute necessity for navigating the modern world and building wealth. They know that knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finance, and they make a conscious effort to ensure their children are fluent in the language of money from an early age. This is about demystifying finance and making it accessible. This education goes far beyond just balancing a checkbook, though that's a start. It includes understanding core concepts like how taxes work, not just that you pay them, but the basics of income tax, capital gains tax, and how different financial decisions can have tax implications. They teach them the fundamentals of investing. What are stocks, bonds, mutual funds? What is risk and reward? How does the stock market generally function? These aren't topics reserved for Wall Street experts, they're essential life knowledge. Then there's inflation, the silent wealth eroder. Rich kids are taught what inflation is. how it impacts the purchasing power of their savings over time, and why it's so important to invest in ways that can outpace inflation. They also learn about building and managing credit, what a credit score is, why it matters, how to build a good one, and how to use credit responsibly. This is crucial for everything from getting a good rate on a mortgage to sometimes even landing a job. The goal isn't to turn them all into accountants, but to give them a practical understanding of the financial mechanics that drive success, whether in personal finance or in business. The key here is that rich parents encourage curiosity about money, not fear or shame. Money is treated as a tool and a topic for open discussion, not something secretive or taboo. They create an environment where kids feel comfortable asking questions, no matter how basic they might seem. This active teaching can take many forms. The methods vary, but the intent is the same: to build financial competence and confidence. Okay, it's your turn to build wealth. Start today. So there you have it. 5 powerful money lessons that rich parents consistently teach their kids. Lessons that can absolutely transform your own financial journey if you start putting them into practice. It's not about where you start. It's about the knowledge you acquire and the habits you build along the way. These principles, making your money work for you, focusing on assets, asking how can I afford it, understanding good versus bad debt, and committing to financial literacy, are the building blocks of sustainable wealth. These aren't secrets reserved for an elite few. They are accessible strategies that anyone can learn and apply. The key is to start now, no matter how small. Implement one lesson this week, another next month. The compound effect applies to knowledge and habits just as much as it does to money. If you found these insights helpful and you're ready to take control of your financial future, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, make sure you tap subscribe, and definitely turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on future videos packed with smart money habits and wealth building strategies. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time here, investing in your financial education. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Apply these lessons, stay curious, and keep learning. Comment below the lesson you're trying first. I'll see you in the next one.